no. This is my baby. This one's my baby. It's not yours. Say hi, Mama. Say hi, Mama. Alrighty. She thinks you're her baby.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
What up?
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is my screen quality better this time? Because
Yes.
finally, yes. Not on all the wood around here, but this hopefully tonight will be good. And welcome everybody. Dee, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I got a headache. I think it's from nicotine or something, but you know, not really too sure what you can do about that. But it's good. I lost my glasses. I got drunk.
Oh my God. Of course you did, boys.
Yeah. I need new glasses anyway, so those were like busted, scratched. But,
Oh my.
Yeah, I've had those for years though. So welcome everybody to the Tuesday edition of Sunset Rants. I am Tay, and this is D. You can find me on social media, AP2Tay. And then D, what about you?
So I am Dee, your co-host. You can find me on X and only X as Cynical Latina, and yeah, that's my place to jam and troll. So that's what I do.
Well, you know, let's have a good show today. And first time here, welcome. We just talk a lot of shit and have a lot of fun and give you the news from after work. Been here before, you know what the deal is. And let's have some fun and get a lot of interaction going on tonight. So, because there's a lot of fucking shit going on. But yeah, let's jump into it. This, let's see. Yep, this one's coming from Apper. Trump threatens Iran's supreme leader, escalating his rhetoric about the conflict. People are fucking weird. He does this every time, and then he ends up winning. He doesn't bring us to war. He just stops wars. You know, and it's worked. It's worked many times. President Trump escalated his rhetoric against Iran on Tuesday. So, issuing a threat on social media against its supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Nay.
However it is. Taking credit for having complete and total control of the skies over Iran. We have complete and total control of the entire fucking planet as far as it goes over airways. We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but is safe there. We're not going to take him out, at least not for now, Trump said in a post. One in a series of statements he made before meeting with his national security team in a White House Situation Room about the conflict. In the rhetoric, that is a rhetorical step further Then Trump had gone on Monday. He had been asked about whether he wanted to see a regime change in Iran and replied, I want to see no nuclear weapons in Iran. And we're all on our way to making sure that happens. On Tuesday, Trump suggested that Iran, I got an ad on mine, suggested that Iran would cross a red line if it attacked U.S. assets in the Middle East. We don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. He had earlier told reporters that he didn't think Iran would strike U.S. assets in the region because of the risk of retaliation. Oh, we'll come down so hard. If they do anything to our people, we'll come down so hard, then the gloves are off so beautifully, Trump said. I think they know not to touch our troops. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's getting some backlash for this from some people. I don't know if you've seen it. Like even Strickland was like, no. It's like, this is not why we voted you in. But this is why we voted him in. You know? Peace through power. And nobody's gonna fuck with us. Like, it's already been established that our smallest stuff. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. Just went big old. Yeah. So, you know, even like our smallest assets are enough to been able to take everything out so far. If our military hasn't been involved completely. And then also we got B-52s that are flying over as well. To was it Diego Garcia? Is that the name of the island?
I'm not 100% sure.
It's the one where all the B-2s are at. It's the one out in the Pacific that the British own, that we were using to our B-2s to drop a bunch of bombs on the Pooties.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like, Trump is getting a lot of heat, and this is something that I feel like MAGA and just even Republicans are going to be very divided over, because, you know, we've been in conflict for so long, and it's like our troops are always overseas, and they're going to be overseas because we are, I don't know, we are, you know, monitoring things, and we have stations here and there where, you know, but at the same time, it's like enough is enough. Like, there's constant conflict. We already been involved with Ukraine for so long, and Israel, like, as much as I support Israel, they kind of pushed us into or try to back us into a corner where we would be forced to, you know, like, be on their side. And like, most of us don't want that. I don't want that. Like, I want to be done with the wars and the conflict, but at the same time, Iran, like, I feel like their ideology, their religion is like insanity. Like, I don't think they think very far ahead on what the consequences are of their actions. And people like that should not have access to nuclear weapons. You know, they probably have, no, they don't care. They just want to destroy people that are not their religion. Literally. Like, how, I don't even understand why in the hell Obama would ever negotiate any kind of nuclear deal with them. And in my limited scope, when that first happened, when Obama announced that he was doing the Iran nuclear deal, I wasn't very into politics. I was still living in California. And the only thing that I remember thinking was, why would we ever do that? This is like the last country in the world that ever deserves to have nukes. And they've been crying and bitching about it ever since, that they want to have nukes, but they cannot be trusted. Like, they cannot be trusted. I feel like the moment that they get their hands on something that powerful, they're going to eradicate everything. They don't follow by the rules. And then I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it was on the news that they had discovered like a secret nuclear site that they hadn't disclosed. So, like, why would we ever trust them when they had secret nuclear sites they're refining uranium when they shouldn't have anything close to that amount of refined uranium. Like, how could we ever trust them to keep their word? And then the deal that Obama made, my understanding of it is that they were going to self-monitor and self-report their numbers. And it's like, what? What? That sounds like bullshit. Like, okay, I get to grade my own test after I took it and report my answers and tell you what grade I got. Like, of course I'm going to give myself an A. Of course I would lie about it. You know, it's just, and I might be wrong. Maybe I interpreted that wrong, but
I mean, when my friends are like, no more shots, I'll go to the other side of the bar and order a couple more shots. I'm like, did you have any? I'm like, no.
exactly. I know I've done that. You're the designated driver, right? Yeah.
I mean, it only bothers me at the end, but it's the same idea. And then when you have these people who like literally fun, like it's the spawn, like that, and like Moss, like those areas are the spawns of just not good people for the world.
No, and I mean, if you look at what they've done to their own people, how different Iran was prior to this regime, you can tell that that's what they want for the rest of the world. They want subjugation. They want to just enslave people to their ideals, and I don't want that. Like, I don't know. It's just these people are not the kind of people that you ever want having any kind of power. I don't. Okay, they have the oil. Like, I just, I don't know. It just really blows my mind.
They're literally retarded. It's,
Yeah,
I've said this before, but it's like ever since that whole like war that they had in like the 60s, 70s, where they used to be like a very flourishing country in like arts and humanities and politics and just everything. That Sharia law, I think it was like 75% of them inbred are in like do inbreeding, and like 50% of them actually come out retarded. So they're literally
yeah,
regressing. And then
yeah.
then the whole thing they'd like marry, and they marry like young, but like disgustingly young. You'd see like a 50-year-old man, a 60-year-old man with like a 12-year-old girl. And then like I think it's like 45% of like those are, I don't know if it's that high, but it's something like atrociously high. To where a lot of those young girls like die on their wedding night from like
Their wedding night. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there was a case like a long time ago, and it was on one of the Mexican tar. It's like, think of like the Mexican Oprah. Her name is Cristina. You've heard of Cristina? No, she's like the Mexican Oprah. She's actually Cuban, but whatever. I digress. She had this girl on, and her mother had fled to like England or something, and then she went ahead and went back because she was trying to reconcile with her family. But in order to reconcile with her family, she had to give them her daughter. The daughter was, I think she was maybe 11 something years old, and they married her. Like that's the first thing they did. They married her, and they have this thing where they can't technically do the deed until you menstruate because you're not a woman yet. So what did they do? Like, he married her, and he, like, backdoor action. He was so violent with her that she was bleeding for 3 days, and they wouldn't bring in a doctor. And she ended up getting to the point where she was able to, she had her menstruation, and he started, having sex with her, and she had a child with him. So then she was scared to try to flee because of her baby. She ended up escaping, and then told her story of how horrible it was living with this man. And it was just insane. She was still scared to uncover her face. And the only thing that you could see, she had these big blue eyes, like through the little fucking veil. And it's just like, these people are monsters. They are brutal. They don't give a damn. They'll take children. And it's just,
I always
I don't
call
know.
them the Sand People from Star Wars.
There's worse names for them, trust me.
Yeah.
But I think this is also really goes into the next segment pretty well, like this whole topic. So, ah,
Oh yeah. So you want to get this one?
yes. So let me click on this real quick. What in the world? Okay. See, you rubbed off your technical difficulties on me. Okay. So extensive planning and a list of names. Takeaway from the federal complaint against Vance Bolter. Yeah, whatever. Brought to you by CNN. So this is on the assassin for the one that killed the lawmaker and injured the. Oh, it's Belter. Oops. Sorry.
Fuck 'em.
If you could scroll down a little bit, Brian. I wasn't able to pull up the article on my side, so heavily armed and dressed in tactical armor with a silicone mask hiding his face in a police-style badge, Vance, okay, let's see, Belter, made a convincing police officer, so much that a real police officer mistook him for a fellow cop. The officer encountered Belter near the home of an unnamed Minnesota public official, where the real officer was heading to conduct a safety check after news that a Minnesota state senator, John Hoffman, and his wife had been shot. The real officer thought Belter was a law enforcement officer providing protection for the official, according to court documents. In reality, authorities say Belter was a gunman who shot the Hoffmans, critically injuring both before driving to the public official's home with the intent of shooting them too. Surprise, surprise. The interaction is just one detail revealed in a 20-page affidavit filed by the FBI. Belter faces 6 federal charges, including murder. Here, scroll up just a little bit, Brian. Let's see. Where was it? Now I'm so lost. Okay, well, we'll just go on to here. Let's see. Federal documents. Okay. Including weapons, allegedly. Okay, so Belter embarked on a planned campaign of stalking. Okay, you went up too far.
He's just going through. He's like, what
okay, it's
rating
fine.
this bitch?
It's fine. Well, anyways, we know that this guy clearly committed this atrocious crime. Where I hear that he didn't just murder the lawmaker, the husband, but he also murdered their dog. Like
what did Fido ever do to him?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, we're gonna pull up some X posts right now, but I don't know. This story is really sus. Like everything that I see is just like insane. Like so much information's coming out, and it's kind of hard to tell what's true or not. Because even on Tim Pool's episode covering this, they were saying that they found the No Kings protest flyers in there. Let's see.
Well, so apparently this guy, like, he was a Democrat too, but the 2 politicians who were murdered, they were pro not giving out
benefits to illegal aliens.
To illegals. And so he killed them because of that. Like they literally eat their own.
Yes. So let's see.
And it's been hidden completely under. I'm even surprised. CNN
so this one, wait, hold on. Show that other one. That one. So he's been officially or formally charged. The bail is set at $5 million, 4 counts of second-degree murder with intent, not premeditated. So this is the part that really blows me away. How is that not premeditated? He went in a police uniform with a mask, and his car was decked out with police lights. How is that not premeditated? Like, that's bullshit.
You have to gather this stuff.
Exactly. So
you have to hunt these people. These aren't random people.
No. So supposedly he stalked them and had like their like schedules because he had been stalking them, so he knew when they were going to be home. So like I just don't understand how that's not premeditated. And then some of the pictures that were released of him prior, he's like all fat, like he's fat and tubby, he's got a gut, double chin, all this stuff, and then they catch him, they arrest him, which I'm really shocked as shit. I thought they weren't going to find him alive. I thought he was going to be dead for sure, because dead men tell no tales, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just really crazy. And then the afters, he's like all thin, no gut, no gullet, it's like it's crazy.
Space is
The
for some reason my chat's not uploading on a.
Yeah,
on-
mine's isn't either, but
says
Vash.
Yeah, so team, sorry about this. It says the stream, there's just some setting on this one, so
But Vash says that mask was so fake. There's no way he passed as a cop with that Timu mask. No, it was like he almost looked like this, the skin texture of that mask almost looked like a naked cat, like a set of balls or something. It was just, it did not look real. He looked like a dickhead running around in a police uniform. Like, there's no way that a cop saw him and thought that's another cop, unless that guy's blind and needs glasses, maybe. And the fact that the cops showed up and they saw him at the door, he had a shootout with them, and then he was still able to run in the house and murder both of them and their dog and get away. Like, it's just like disappear into thin air like a fucking ninja, like poof, gone. It's just,
it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
But, I mean,
none
people
of
are just
that.
fucking crazy. I wonder if this just really is this dude is just, they're all mentally ill. Like, liberalism is connected to mental health issues.
Yes,
Like,
and then did you see the interview with his like alleged roommate?
No, I haven't seen too much about this, to be honest with you.
Okay, so this like greasy ass motherfucker wearing a Papa John's t-shirt is sitting there crying, saying he was my friend. He was MAGA. He would get so upset if anybody called him a Democrat. Like, it's like, and he's like greasy as shit. So they're trying to say that he lived there with this roommate in this like shithole, right? When he's married and owns this massive property and has 5 kids. And I saw someone posting like this incel Trump supporter, and it's like, how is he an incel if he's married with 5 kids? Like, hello.
I don't think
like,
I think these people just like use words and they don't know. Like,
they don't know what they mean.
don't know what incel is. It's a gaming term that used to call just like fucking nerds who can't get laid. Like the guys that literally have to print out a picture of the sun and tape it to their wall so they can get a tan. Or like the WoW. I'm not hating on WoW, everybody, but I used to make fun of my friends. I'd print them out a bar of soap on a piece of paper and I'd rub it on them because they would just be playing video games for too long. I was like,
I mean, for real, if you look at it, it makes no damn sense. And this guy's literally crying. In the meantime, you're looking at the background, and they said that he cooperated and he like gave up all this information, right? But his door to his house is like busted down. So it's like, okay. And then supposedly this dude sent him text messages which he wouldn't show the media. He didn't want to show them, and he was just like, it's just too painful for me. It's like, bro.
Well, if he was the roommate, I mean, there's a pretty solid chance that the FBI would,
Like, why would this guy that was, first off, he was appointed by Tim Walz. The position that he had in the government was appointed by Tim Walz. And I had a few people arguing with me, well, they appointed a Republican for bipartisanship. Bull fucking shit, dude. You have this like supposedly super like far right MAGA freak that's like a fanatic, just insane cult, super vibey, like in a bad way, MAGA dude. Why would Tim Walz ever hire him? Like, it makes no sense. And then this dude that has this beautiful home and this big ass property why would he be shacking up with this nasty ass, like greasy dude that works for Papa John's? Like,
If it was Domino's, okay, cool, whatever. But Papa John's, no, 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 no.
it's just ridiculous. There's too many things that are going on, and then they're saying that they had spotted him around town wearing this fucking hat, and that the way they found him was because they found the hat lying on the side of the road, and like this motherfucker's in some field laying down in like shrubs and shit. And that's how they found him, like flying a drone. And somehow they spotted this dude laying down with like his face down in the dirt or some shit. And it's just like, make it make sense.
But
this is
how
so
you just find someone in the
wild.
middle of the field, like face down?
Well, supposedly they found Osama bin Laden buried in some fucking, not Osama bin Laden, I'm sorry, Saddam Hussein buried in some fucking hole in like in the middle of nowhere under some
But that's
whatever.
different. They're
Like,
doing like
I
entire,
don't
they're doing
know.
entire like missions and like that was like a whole manhunt.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's just so random that it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it makes no damn sense. The only thing that really makes sense, and like they set his bail at $5 million. Why would they even give him bail?
Isn't don't you can you even get a bail if you have like a political assassination?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
insane. Yeah, I mean, if you leave tampon Tim to anything, and he's gonna for sure find a way to screw it up. You know, I wonder if he put tampons in his cell just in case. You know, you never know when he might menstruate. He might all of a sudden claim he's a woman. They're saying that he's like a fake pastor. He was building some kind of church or something, but it wasn't really like a church or so. There's just so much stuff that's circling around, and I find it really interesting. I find it really interesting, and it's really 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 sus, and it really makes you think that there's more behind it because the mental gymnastics that we're doing with the information that's coming out, it makes no damn sense. So
I mean that's always how it goes though.
yeah, but this one's extra weird. It's extra weird, but I definitely feel that Tim Walz really screwed this shit up. Like he really took a really bad stance because the first thing he did was say that this was a politically motivated assassination, and the only
Mhm.
thing that would make it political is the fact that these two um politicians had stepped up and voted against giving illegal aliens uh Medicare or Medicaid, one of the two, but
Yeah, it
they
was
did not want to give benefits to illegal aliens, and they voted against their own party. And the female politician, I'm terrible with names, so I already forgot her name, but she was crying right after the vote, and she looks scared. Like if you watch the video, she looks scared, and shortly after she gets assassinated, like it's not a coinky dinky. That's very concerning. Like it's a concernicus. Like, but yeah, I mean, really and truly.
I guess I don't think we're gonna hear anything else past this.
Mm-mm.
This one.
This one.
This one is just this one just makes it seem like we're just going into like another Syria.
Everything.
Big ass
Oh
joke.
boy.
Overnight Russian attack on Ukraine kills 15 and injures 156. That is brutal. Kiev, Ukraine. An overnight Russian missile and drone bombardment of Ukraine killed 15 people and injured 156. Officials said on Tuesday, with the main barrage demolishing a 9-story Kiev apartment building in the deadliest attack on the capital this year. At least 14 people killed as explosions echoed across the Ukrainian capital for almost 9 hours. Kiev City Military Administration head Timur Chechenko said destroying dozens of apartments. Russia fired more than 440 drones and 32 missiles. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said calling the Kiev's attack one of the most terrifying strikes on the capital. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Does that lady have a face? Oh my god. You literally could have just. Our families had a very difficult night. One of the biggest attacks from the very beginning of this war. He said, arriving at the G7 summit in Canada. Ukraine's interior ministry said 139 people were injured in Kiev. Major Vitaly Kilchuk Wednesday said it would be official day of mourning. The attack came after 2 rounds of direct peace talks failed to make a progress. Who didn't want the peace talks? Genocide.
You know, a little crybaby mini Zelensky, like warmongering bitch boy. Like that's who didn't want the peace talks.
I'm pretty sure that more people have died in this war between the Russians and the Ukrainians than they did in like World War II. That's like something.
Yeah.
Well, let me actually chat GBT real quick, just for the sake of this. And then to think that they could have just be like, you know what, this is dumb.
I don't think they would ever admit to anything like that. Like they just both want to be the victors. And as I've said and I've stated, if we wouldn't have been funding the war in Ukraine, they would have been decimated a long time ago. And like I'm over Ukraine. You know, this is what they chose. They had just attacked Russia's like planes and all that stuff. This is the thing that I don't understand. What do you think is gonna happen? There's gonna be retaliation, and then later they're crying boo-hoo, look at what they did. No, dude, y'all need to chill the fuck out, and you need to submit. Like you are not the big dog in this fight, and you need to admit defeat. You need to negotiate, and you need to take a peace deal so that your country doesn't keep getting blown up, your people don't keep getting killed, and you have enough men left to try to repopulate Ukraine. Because at this point, they got a bunch of old men and old fat ladies. Like all the young people either fled or got killed.
And nobody wants to bang old fat ladies.
No, they got them in war too. There was that one video of like old middle-aged women with like guts and stuff, like in formation, and it's just like, why do you've got this like this barrage of like 50-year-old women like fighting in the Ukraine war? Like it's just whatever, dude. It's ridiculous. So Zelensky is ridiculous.
No, the whole thing is ridiculous. So going into this, see, I've looked at statistics up before, but then I asked ChatGPT, and the numbers are just completely wild than what I've seen before. So I don't know if it's been doctored or if it's just what I saw was false before. But what do we got here? Guys like George Bomber Harris. Are we the baddies? No, we're not the fucking baddies. I mean, everyone's the baddie. Subjective, technically.
Yeah.
I think I'm a good guy. Depends who you ask.
I mean, I talk a lot of shit, but I feel like all of us have, at least we have the country, like, and the benefit of our country at heart, right? We want the best for our country. We want the best for our servicemen and women. We want the best prosperity for America, you know, but this ain't it. Like giving all our money away to Ukraine ain't it.
No. And speaking of
oh my god, wildness, and then this dipshit.
I want to see it. This photo is just so fucking wild.
Yeah.
New York City mayoral candidate Brad Lander released after chaotic arrest by ICE agents in immigration court. City Comptroller Brad Lander was dramatically arrested by ICE agents at a federal immigration courthouse in Manhattan on Tuesday, in a chaotic caught-on-camera moment that will likely give his humdrum mayoral campaign a boost. The progressive Democrat spent about 4 hours in custody before he ambled out of 26 Federal Plaza, escorted by his wife and Governor Kathy Hochul, and announced the assault and obstruction charges against him were dropped. Speaking to reporters and supporters outside, Lander wasted no time blasting incumbent Mayor Eric Adams. I'm not a fan of Eric Adams, but I can give Eric Adams at least some benefit of doubt that at least he went against his party. You know?
Yeah, like credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah, credit goes to due. I mean, he's still done fuck shit, but he's starting to. At least he started to realize, you know.
Well, he was betrayed by his party, so he's at least seeing that these people are not on his side.
Yeah. He's
At
like,
least.
what a fucking tool. I'm happy to report I'm just fine. I lost a button Lander who has been pulling third behind Cuomo and Democratic Socialists. Oh, that Zohan, whatever guy, that guy's a fucking weirdo. That guy cannot be part of this.
Yeah, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
I mean, it worked for Trump really well.
Well, it blows me away because, like, with that other guy, Alex Padilla. Okay, so now he's like doing all these like press conferences and stuff and crying like, oh, they got me on the floor and face down on my knees, crying like a bitch. But it really and truly, you cannot just go and protest at a press conference, at a court hearing, at anything. You can't go and make a fucking scene just because you are in a position of power, just because you're a senator, you're a judge, you're whatever the hell it is that you are, a state representative or whatever. You can't just go and be a disruptor just because, when you have nothing to do with that situation. If you're not a judge proceeding over it, if you're not one of the lawyers that should be there, if you're not, and you're going over there that's literally what they're doing. They're taking the fact that they have the credentials or the ability to go to these places and disrupt them and literally do a one-man protest there is ridiculous. It's an abuse of power.
But they start like forcing your way and like just trying to manhandle people. And then like, oh, he was just trying to ask questions. Like, no, screaming and crying and shouting.
No.
Nothing.
No. And then when they're telling you to leave and you start pushing them and trying to still force your way in, it's wrong. And if it was anybody else, and then they're saying, well, I'm a senator. I don't give a shit. If you were anybody else doing that, you're going to get arrested. And the fact that you're in a position of power and you got detained and they dropped the charges. If it was me doing that, they wouldn't drop the charges. They would say that I was there being a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
But these people can do it. So that is your privilege. And them saying that senators and, oh, they arrested a senator. I don't give a fuck. Like, them arresting these people is justice. Because if it was anybody else, they'd be arrested and thrown in jail forever. But, they can get away with it. So at that point, they're above the law because they feel they could do whatever the fuck they want and they don't have to face the same repercussions as the rest of us plebeians. Like, rules for thee and not for me are on full display in these situations. And the fact that they just dropped the charges, like, it's ridiculous. They protect their own, and that's why these people are never going to go to jail, because they protect their own.
And they're talking about like anti-American this, anti-American that. And they can't even
or democracy. Well, let me tell you, that's how you shit on democracy. And either ways, we're not a democracy. Our founding fathers did not want our country to be a democracy. They spoke very, very heavily against democracy. So we are a constitutional republic.
Like, it's not republic wins. Like, democracy is not how it doesn't work. You know, you can't be like, oh, because then you have the authoritarian power of the majority.
Yeah.
And
But
that's the scary part. And like these people just spew it and they just say it. And because just the word democracy, they think like, oh, because democratic society that they're just like held through and through. It's like, or there's associations the same. It's like, no, not at all.
yeah. But see, the problem is that they don't really understand what democracy really is. And then they got fed this through leftist media, especially during Biden, and all they repeated over and over and over again was our democracy and Trump is a threat to the democracy. So they took this word just like racism and they completely twisted it, bigot, they completely twisted it, Hitler and Nazi, everything. They completely twisted all these words to have a whole new meaning that's very far from what it actually is intended to be or was
And
or it means.
then that being said, the wild part is they call everyone fascist and they call everyone racist. And then they're the ones like using political violence and just physical violence against
They don't know
people
what
that disagree with
fascism
them.
really is.
No, and then they're like, oh, like we hate Nazis, but we support Ukraine. I'm like, Ukraine's like that, and Argentina is like that was like the last place to actually have Nazis. And then they're like, you're a Nazi, you hate Jews, and now they're all just like, you're a Jew, we're gonna beat you up. I'm just like, you guys don't even make fucking sense.
Yeah, and
You guys are a
then they
bunch of
come out with
weenies.
this fucking no kings protest. And it's like, that's fascism. Hey, we all woke up the next day and there still wasn't a king. Did it work? Like they
Yeah,
literally had one in my middle of nowhere town, and it was from 12 to 2, and they're trying to say 500 people showed up. Ooh, but if you look at the videos and shots of the protest, it looked more like anywhere between 50 to 75 people showing up. And even then, let's say that 500 people did show up. Our population, the last time I checked, around 2020 during COVID, our population was 120,000 people. So 500 people, if that, even showed up to the
wait, how
protest,
many?
is
Wait,
still
no, there's
weak as
what,
shit.
US population? No, there's a lot more.
No. In my town, my
Oh, okay.
town is about 120,000 people in 2020, the last time I checked. And if
A
500
lot of
people
people.
showed up, that's still a really weak ass protest standing up for no kings.
Yeah,
Y'all stupid.
we had a excuse me. Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. No, we like I live in downtown Orlando, so City Hall is probably like a 5 minute walk from my house. And what was her name? Caitlin something, um, Bennett. I don't know. She's an influencer and everything.
Uh-huh.
So she went there, and there was a lot of people there, but there was a lot of fucking weirdo, crazy people, and it was just a bunch of like either like 18-year-old like overweight like chicks, or there was like a bunch of furries, and then a bunch of boomers, and like
Yeah.
there was a lot of people. I'm not gonna take that away, but I was just like, what are you protesting in front of? Like most of you don't know, but like City Hall doesn't have a lot of. There's no views. Like the highways are above it, and it's in like a corner where there's just nothing there. Like it's between two hotels, and it's
Yeah.
underneath the highway. I'm like, who's gonna see you other than like yourselves? I'm like, if you guys want to have a circle jerk, by all means, good for you. It's your. My mom, she went even the to the No Kings protest. She's a hippie, God bless her soul. I was like, I think it's whack, but it's your God given right for your First Amendment right. So I support it. I think it's retarded, but it's still their God given right to do. And so she sent this thing, and like she's holding this thing. She's like, all these ladies, and she's holding a sign. It says, "No king since 1776." And I'm like, yeah. I mean, you're right, but you're not making a point. And then the photo, my mom, she's 60 something years old. She has like black hair. And everyone else there was like that meme with that like really old obese lady, and she's like, "What?" That was all the people there. And I was like, you're the youngest person there.
Yeesh.
And that's just all it is. It's the people that do these things that they're going against. They're just going like with an anti-American like agenda because they think that their feelings are more important than anything, and then they're just brainwashed. They don't know any better. They don't have a life. They put themselves on this. They're just fucking retarded.
Yeah. Well,
Cool American
what can
shit.
we do about it?
Talk about cool American shit right now.
That's what we're gonna do because we're jumping into caption this. Oh my goodness. I got such a bad.
I thought the same thing.
Really? What did you think?
Pussy fat.
No.
You beat up the pussy. I don't know.
I mean, I guess so, but that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking more of this is like the diversity hire for the Democrats. Like you got to have a black and white cat.
Oh,
It can't
okay.
just be. And then you got the ginger cat in the red
Well,
truck.
technically, gingers have been given the black cards from what I've been hearing now. I mean, I'm cool with it.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
my best friend, he's a ginger, and I'm like, hey man, you finally can get recognized now, and you like go do cool stuff and not worry about getting teased. He's like, yeah man, I love it now. He's like, I've been getting invited to like so many cookouts now. I'm like, I'm jealous.
Oh my. That's terrible. Ooh, but it's so funny. All right, so
Yeah, I wish we could see what the reasoning is behind this.
I don't know, but it's pretty funny. Like you're gonna have a cat fight.
Well,
The dog is in the background, like finish him, like the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
theme going.
I wonder if we can view
The dog looks way too happy.
yeah. So
I'm gonna get in trouble, but
are we
here
not
we
on Rumble
go.
right now?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, here we go. Well, bye YouTube. I can see all this stuff now.
I'm gonna get in trouble for mine. Sorry.
Oh
I might
my,
get
the
in
alley
trouble.
cat versus Oreo. Meowquist of Queensberry rules. Yeah, where is Vash?
He was in there a little while ago. He's like a few comments up. Let's see. They are overloading us with conspiratorial stances to confuse everyone so that we don't see the real deception taking place. That was the last comment by Bash. It was 19 minutes ago. Yeah, my my caption, this is bad. It didn't show up.
It's better than mine.
Oh, what was yours?
I didn't even have a good one. Mine was just lame.
Oh. Let's see if I can.
Sorry, I'm trying to hang curtain rods. Sorry, I've been slammed all day.
Oh, snap. I hate hanging curtain rods.
Yeah, rods are just annoying.
Okay. I'm gonna post mine in our chat because it didn't come up. It's bad though. I don't know if you could see what I posted. I thought it was funny.
I'm just trying to connect the dots on that one.
I don't think you have to think too much into it.
Battle of the pocket pussies.
Yeah. Well, now you have to read mine out loud. I didn't want to read it. I was like,
I'll read it. Oh, shit. So she says, one of them cats is a pocket pussy. That wasn't as
that
bad
was
as I
mine.
thought it was going to be.
I thought it was bad. I guess it's the one that beats it up the best. I guess that's a winner.
It's the battle of the pocket pussy.
No wonder the dog is so happy. Oh my god, that's funny.
He's like, yeah.
Oh
Ryan,
my
what do
god.
you got so far on Brian, what you got on this so far?
Well, I can't really see any of the comments except when like Brian puts them up. So I can't
Yeah.
see what anybody else is saying. So I really don't know. Maybe like Brian should just tell us who wins since he has access to all the chats. Like Brian gets to pick the winner from now on.
Meow keys.
Meow keys.
Let's see.
So what do you say, Brian? Is that the winner?
Yeah, I'm trying to make everything show up. I'm having a bad time doing it. I suck as a producer, alleged producer.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah,
You're awesome.
the Malkeith of Queensberry rules. Hey, it looks like Vash won this round. So,
all right.
we got time. I'll throw up another segment for it. I'll get myself off stage because I don't like being on.
I mean, if you want to jump on this
Cool.
one, you're a man of like pews.
Yeah, I think he's gonna like leave us to our own devices because he.
I mean, this next one is pretty cool. I know a lot of the people watching this would also think it's cool. Oh, it is.
I don't know what this is. The BBB now includes
Big, Beautiful
language
Bill.
to gut. Oh, the Big Beautiful Bill now includes language to gut the NFA.
So
Okay.
Yeah, so going on this, the U.S. Senate Finance Committee has modified one Big Beautiful Bill to include provisions from the Hearing Protection Act and the Stop Harassing Owners of Rifles today, which is cool because Short Barrel Rifles Act aims at reducing regulation of firearms and accessories. Hearing Protection
Oh,
Act.
yes.
Yep. So Section
Like
2.
silencers and suppressors.
Yep. Removes suppressors from the National Firearms Act, eliminating the $200 transfer tax, manufacturing tax, and federal registration requirements. Yeah, because before it was impossible. Like you can have suppressors, no problem. Canada and the UK, I believe, is getting the guns. But yeah, so the Short Act also incorporated removes short-barreled rifles, short-barrel shotguns, and AOWs from the NFA, lifting the $200 tax. Because before you'd have to wait. I don't know if it's still going to take you like 6 to 8 months to receive a can, but I think that's a pretty big deal. Because like now, like that SIG on at the top of the screen, people can actually have.
Yeah, and I don't understand what part of shall not be infringed people don't understand.
The not.
Yeah, they don't understand the not. Like I saw this this picture that they've been circulating where it's like someone's holding up a poster board and it has this big old hole in it. And it's like, this is the size of a shot of an AR. Why do people need this? And the lady's like a big hippo, and it's like,
I've seen that one. That was.
Yeah, it's like because you guys are rhinoceroses.
Itty bitty bitty. It's like a 223 is the size of literally like a little bit bigger than a grain of rice.
Well, see, and the thing is, like a lot of people like me, I don't know a lot about firearms. I have a few. I don't know how to use them very well. But
it's like, how big is it? It's like that big.
Oh,
a little bigger. It's tiny.
Yeah, like there's so much like some people were getting mad and they're like, oh, now everybody's going to be running around with silencers. And it's like, silencers don't work like they show in the movies where it's like, poof,
That's not
like
how it works at all.
that's not how they work. And even I know that. Like, I don't know much about guns, but even I know that. And then they see a hunting rifle and they're like, oh my God, it's an AR. Like, no, it's got a long barrel. So you're kind of dumb. Like, I don't know, but
Kind of dumb.
the fact is shall not be infringed. So like these accessories and stuff, unless you're ordering like a fucking flamethrower for home defense or like I don't know, like a machine gun that's got like never ending rounds for home defense. Like you're trying to buy a fucking cannon or some kind of space lasers from like I don't know, Austin Powers or some shit. I don't understand. Like, we're not trying to get nukes or like some kind of plasma destroyer for home defense. Like, we're not trying to get a whole arsenal. I'm sure some people would love to, but like,
For this is great. This is great for home defense. I mean, it's great for hunting.
exactly.
That's why they use them like in like Canada and the UK for hunting. Like
Yeah, and
some parts of UK, I do believe. I can take the L on being wrong on that one, but yeah,
mhm.
because it's a noise pollution. But
Yeah.
like even on this website, like that we just saw this article, like even the cans aren't even cheap. They're like $600, $700, $800.
Yeah,
Like this
and
one's a $950 and $1,000.
what a
Like
lot of
not
people
cheap.
don't understand is that there is more to protect yourself from than just, oh my God, a home invader. So like I live in a small town. It's in the middle of nowhere. The next town is about an hour and a half away. There's wild boars. The other day I was driving to work and there was a boar running through the back alleyways of my job, and I live technically in the city. Now, you find yourself with one of these boars, if let's say you're in your backyard, if you always stay strapped and you come across one of these wild boars, these things will tear you apart. They will tear you apart. And they like when you're like in a high stress situation, you're not going to have a tiny little firearm and just be able to aim. You need something that is going to have some power to it, that has like maybe even a spray to it, to where you're going to be able to eliminate your the threat, you know. So
Even
I don't know, and that's me, that I don't know anything about guns and I know better. Like, you
well, you
need
need
these things.
like those things are hard to put down. Like unless like you're the hunter
Yes.
just there, like or you have just like a very high power like rifle. Those things are just they're walking pieces of testosterone and
Yes,
adrenaline.
and they're rarely ever alone as well.
No,
So
they're
I don't
not.
know.
They
I
run they
don't know.
run they run in groups. But I don't know
People
if
don't
you
understand.
no, and there's videos of like these guys will be out in the woods hunting. And like you'll have this boar like the size of like a small refrigerator running around like a table, and he starts attacking him. The guy misses like his first like shot or two, and it's like, yeah, this is the exact reason why, because he had his dog. I think he got gored, but it didn't like hit an artery or anything.
Yeah, there's more than just the threat of boars and stuff, and especially if you live anywhere close to the country and or in the outskirts of town, you need to defend yourself from a lot. There's mountain lions over here. There's a lot of them. There's coyotes. There's a lot of different things that you need to watch out for.
We have a lot of
And
we have a lot of coyotes, and even in Orlando we have coyotes.
yeah, you need
Yeah,
to be able to defend yourself, and a small handgun isn't going to do it. People need something with a little bit more oomph against some of these wild animals, and maybe they're not in California. California, they still have mountain lions and shit in parts of California. Like, maybe not in the cities. Maybe they could just ban them in the cities and let people live their best life where our Bill of Rights says shall not be infringed. Like, period.
well, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, even if you try to ban weapons, like we've already seen this, illegal weapons are still going to be illegal. And
Yeah,
if somebody wants them, they're still going to get them.
absolutely.
Like was it 90 something percent of like all shootings are done with illegally? Like
Acquired weapons.
yeah. Excuse me. I was like in the middle of like a stutter and a burp and a hiccup at the same time. I'm like, I'm retarded.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess this is just something that, we're going to just have to keep pushing against. And if we do pass the big, beautiful bill, there's going to be a lot of changes that are going to be coming up that are very pro MAGA. But it is a give and take. It's going to be a give and take. And, as they're negotiating it through Congress, yeah, there probably is going to be more changes to it. And if we want the bill to pass, we're just going to have to kind of take some of the good with the bad, So
Mhm.
I trust Trump. Either ways, our national deficit was probably never going to change. If Kamala got in, we'd be, our country would be dead,
Yeah.
So I trust Trump with all the money that's coming in from all the deals that he's making, and hopefully it balances all out, and we just have to have faith in that. So that's where I'm at.
I'm for it. Nope. Couldn't agree more. So you ready to shut this joint down?
Let's do it.
I just saw a weird video.
Oh
Such
my
a great
God.
video. Team, if you're first time here, this is where we're at. Watch us on Rumble, watch us on YouTube, watch us on X. Better shot on Rumble or X, to be honest with you. We will never have any issues with that. You can see all our faces there. Are we still cartoons? Yeah, we're still cartoons. We gotta
Yeah.
yeah, we even have an app, which I think is awesome. I downloaded it on my phone.
Ooh.
Cool, yeah. And you can see everyone's show, come talk to us, get our merch, all the cool fun stuff. Yeah, anything to close off on?
No, it's just the same old thing. We just got to keep up the faith and stay united. There's a lot of things that are being thrown at us to kind of try to rip up MAGA. I think this is more of a time to stay united and stay together and just keep the faith up. So that's what we're going to do.
No, for sure. And then, yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it better myself, at all. So, but let's close this out. And like I said, first time here, thank you. If you're one of the people that come here every week, we love you just as much as the first time you did. We appreciate it. We do this for fun for you guys, and it's a great place for everyone to be a community and just talk shit and actually speak freely. So that's what we do this for. But until then, we will be back on Thursday, 9:00 Eastern. And I am Tay, and that is D. You just saw her at the bottom. As far as X and all that stuff, you'll see him as AP2 Tay. And we shall see you next time. So, peace out.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.